Hello, my name is Sam Mysteriano. I am going to talk about Whiplash, one of my favorite movies, by the way. Why I pick Whiplash as my project? Well, it talks about the masculinity parts of it, goes in depth with father-son relationship, and many factors into our masculinity lives. But also, it goes well for a student as well, because with this movie, it talks about this certain student named Andrew, where he really meets this teacher where he gives him hell. That's all I'm just gonna say. He literally gives him hell. Honestly, you guys should watch the movie. You should, but let me go in more depth with it. Validation and you know competition. Us as men, we also try to do competition. We try to get validation where it goes strives back of us. This character named Andrew, he tries to go for that validation. He is a musician where he's at some little college, but then he entered this man named Fletcher, where Fletcher takes Andrew and takes him there to be his lead drummer. But of course, there's validation and competition where men against men be like, oh, I want that drummer and I don't want to turn pages, drummer too. So this allows us to meet our character Andrew, where he thinks he needs validation, and where we as men need validation because a lot of us mostly do, and sometimes we rely on that even though we shouldn't. We should just live in our own ways. The other thing is living to expectations. The thing about this movie is that because he was taken by this amazing coordinator, or amazing, I keep forgetting the name, but yeah, coordinator. It's not coordinator. I don't know. A composer. There you go, Fletcher. So he needs to be excellent, or at his expectations, living to those expectations. Where Fletcher abused the crap out of him, not physically, well, the one part physically, but also part where he tries to tell him, be this, be that, and you're not going with my tempo. As you see, there's a Bing video. I am going to release this video, but also release my project open for all of you guys to look at it, because let me tell you, this movie is amazing, and it sees and delves into the expectations as we as men try to live in. The expectation of being this, being that. You have to be the most perfect example of it. We can't, because sometimes we have to do what we have to do. And then I want to talk about the father and son relationship, where a lot of us are similar to this, because a lot of us don't have that connection with our father, or we have a connection with Andrew and his father. I couldn't find any images because Google Images really is a pain in the butt, but these two love each other. They compare for each other. We see that they have a good relationship. In the beginning of the movie, we see them just eating popcorn with like Mike Duds and just mixing it around. We see that they're healthy. We see they have a healthy relationship. But the other part is that unfortunately, sometimes when father and son comes in, our relationship is not that strong. But with these two, they are sort of, in a point of a way where that's where it leads up to my next point, where something we love till perfection. He wants to give it his best. Andrew wants to just practice and practice till he can get it right, exactly what Fletcher asked. As you see in this scene, and there's another link below to show the video, you can see Fletcher just going at it over and over and over till he gets that perfection. We as men, we suffer through that because we think, oh, we need to be perfect, we need to be expectation high, we need to be the best. We don't. Reason why is because we're all imperfect. Even DT is imperfect. I know there's a little jab for you, but yeah. We're all imperfect. But Andrew kept saying, I want to be perfect, because he was in love. He was passionate about the thing he loves. And the thing is that sometimes it's great, but sometimes it's really harmful to us. And as you see right here, just practicing, and getting mad, and just kicking the crap out of the drums. And that's where I want to go to. Fletcher. Where Fletcher, and many people, they call him the villain. Yes, he is the villain, but also he is our inner thoughts, where masculinity also comes in. Fletcher is that anxiety, that overthinking, that, hey, you're not going to do great, you're going to do crap, or in my words, forgive me, you're going to do shit. Like, this man is driven to the point. There's clips about him that talks about exactly what he says. He is not that kind of person saying, "Oh, you did a good job, that's it." No, he's a type of man where you need to give it all your best or not. But showing this, I think Fletcher is somewhat the villain, but also he's somewhat of what our mind interprets and our masculinity, of where we think of this harmful thing, or more of like our overthinking anxiety, our overthought saying you're no good, you're no that. That is what Fletcher is, the embody of it. But what's the difference is that Fletcher does it because he wants his students to exceed, not to harm him, because this is the only way. If he wants him to be perfect as it is, or get exactly what his tempo is, or exactly what he ever needs for a music sheet, he will bully the crap out of you. How it comes together? Well, in the end, Andrew got the wrong music sheet. Fletcher was fired because Andrew reported him to the school about his abuse and physical, and you will see there in the video previously where Fletcher is this man where he will get mad at you, where he will not give a damn, and he will say it right to your face. And so, as a revenge, Fletcher deliberately give Andrew a wrong sheet music, and while playing, there are so many judges, so many things to make him boost to that way. He sabotaged him in there. But then, how it comes together with our theme of talking to father and son, our expectations, till our perfection, Andrew doesn't give up. He goes back. He legit goes back into that orchestra to just give it all his best. And to be honest, the great part about it is that I like that it also tells don't give up. We as men are always told multiple times not to give up, and we shouldn't give up, because we have the skills for it, we have the focus for it. But the problem is that sometimes we give up, we say it's too hard, and we never do it. But with him, he said, you know what, I messed up, let me do it again. He went back to that orchestra, he played his best till the very end, and even Fletcher was amazed of what Andrew did of the character. As I said, there's another link, so watch it please, because it's really amazing. And with that one scene alone, he's just proving all those expectations, overthinking of saying he's not great, he's not better, but he did better because he improved, he practiced, he went over and over till he bleed or get blisters in his hand with ice cold water to just drain it down. He shows that men should not give up, that we shouldn't give up. Thank you. And what I really love about this is that this movie and all the things about show us about men should not give up and not reach for that validation, because the other thing is that he was reaching for validation too much, and the clips that I linked in will show you, but also shows you to be close with family and never let your family tell you what is right. Because the other thing is that sometimes family tells us that we're no good, or sometimes they say do a second job, and they may not believe us. But us as men, we need to do what we can do right. Thank you.